Hello, welcome to Concepts of Cloud. In this video, we will learn about SSL certificate on AWS Load Balancer. What is an SSL certificate? An SSL certificate allows traffic between your clients and your load balancer to be encrypted in transit. Certificates are digital form of the identification issued by Certificate Authority. TLS is the newer version of the SSL. Now, what is Certificate Authority? Certificate Authority is a trusted entity that issues SSL certificate. DigiCert, GoDaddy are few familiar examples of Certificate Authority. Now, we will see the relation between SSL certificate and the load balancer. For secure communication to happen, we must create HTTPS listener. And when we create HTTPS listener, we must specify exactly one certificate. This certificate is called default certificate. Though I don't have any domain, still I will show you in AWS console where we can create HTTPS listener and attach a default certificate. Now, what is the use of this default certificate? If we specify additional cert in certificate list, the default certificate is only used if a client connects without using the SNI. Here, SNI stands for server name indication. If we specify additional cert in a certificate list, the default certificate is only used if a client connects without using SNI protocol to specify host name, or if there is no matching certificate in the certificate list. How certificate works on load balancer? The load balancer uses a smart certificate selection algorithm with support for SNI. If the hostname provided by client matches a single certificate in the certificate list, the load balancer selects that certificate. And if hostname provided by client matches a multiple certificate in the certificate list, then load balancer select the best certificate that client can support. So where do we get this certificate list? After we create an HTTPS listener, it has a default certificate and an empty certificate list. We can optionally add certificates to the certificate list for the listener. Using a certificate list enables the load balancer to support multiple domains on the same port and provide different certificate for each domain. One thing to note here, only ALB, NLB and GLB supports this multiple certificate list. Classic load balancer does not support multiple certificate. So if you see a load balancer which can have only one certificate, you can be sure that it is a classic load balancer. SSL certificate have an expiration date and it must be renewed. Let's see how SSL certificate works in case of load balancer. Here we have a client and a load balancer. On this load balancer, two certificates are attached. Client is trying to connect with load balancer with HTTPS protocol, and the certificates attached to this load balancer are www.example.com and www.cloud.com. Now, if client is sending a request for example.com, then this load balancer will check certificate named example.com is present in its list of certificate or not. That is in SNI. If that is present, load balancer will automatically redirect its traffic to that target group which as example.com is hosted. And if traffic comes for cloud.com, load balancer will automatically redirect the traffic to target group 2 because it has cloud.com attached with it. This way, load balancer redirects its traffic to different target group with the help of SNI. Now, I will show you in AWS console where we can create HTTPS listener and attach a default certificate. I do not have registered domain, so I can't show you a live demo, but still I can show you where we can do that. Let's go to the AWS console. I am in AWS console. I am navigating to load balancers. So when we try to create a load balancer, let's say I'm trying to create an application load balancer here. Give a name. I am selecting default PPC because we are not creating it actually. Default group, let's say it is default only. Security group, let's say it is default only. Now here we have listener. So if we had a domain name registered, we could have selected here HTTPS listener. Now this should redirect its traffic to a target group. I already have one target group. I am redirecting its traffic to this ALB target group. Now here we can see it is a security policy. We can go with recommended one, and here we need to attach a default certificate. Without attaching this default certificate, we can't create HTTPS listener. Once we have a certificate, we can attach it. Then in this load balancer, we can see a SNI section, server name indication, where we can mount certificates of different domain, so that when client try to access different domains, data in transit could be encrypted with the help of those certificates. This is all about SSL certificates on load balancer. I hope this video was helpful. I will see you in another video. Till then, happy learning.